Hey Drew, this is Coach Tim with the Cincinnati Reds. How you doing, bud? It is great to see you again. Long time since our camp up at Hilliard Bradley High School. Hope things are going great for you. And when I say great, I'm talking about school, kiddo. We need smart baseball players. So don't just get your homework done. Treat it like a championship event and do the very best you can, all right? And your parents did not ask me to say that. I've raised 5, so I understand how valuable that is, all right? Now, speaking of class, we're going to go to hitting class for a while here with Professor Joey Votto doing the demonstrating, and I will do the lecturing. Now, we're going to watch this in slow motion and talk about it. I've got you in sync, so resist the temptation to watch Joey. We'll play this plenty of times, and let's just focus on you, okay? This is one of the more sophisticated swings that I've seen this summer, Drew, and I'm not kidding. It really is an advanced level swing. I love what you're doing. As you fill out that body and get stronger, you're going to put up some power numbers. I'm really excited about what the future holds for you. And I'm going to make a couple of suggestions. One is I'm not crazy about that high leg lift. Keep in mind, and you may have heard me say this before, that the longer that foot is off the ground, the easier it is for the pitcher to fool us. We can't hit a baseball with our foot off the ground. Now, I realize, let's watch Joey now. Joey's got a leg lift, but not nearly what yours is. And keep in mind, watch this. Joey starts here, lifts, puts it down there. He's picking up maybe 5 inches. In your case, you've got to go a long way. You'll go back and then forward. And it really doesn't add power. Now, I know a lot of big leaguers are doing this, but they're big leaguers. They have extraordinary body control. They've been doing this for a long time. What they're doing is they're riding that front hip out. They're riding that front hip out and working on their timing based upon the pitch they see. That's a pretty high level of sophistication. And I just don't think it won't add power, but it will potentially create a loss of control for you. All right, so I'm just not crazy about it. If you want to lift your leg, just lift it and bring it back down there, okay? I do want you to make a positive, aggressive motion toward the pitcher. I do want that, all right, which you do. That's what you're doing with this. You're back here, and then you go get it. Now, one other thing about this stride. When you take your stride, I want to make sure that you gain ground with your back knee. Okay, see how much action you got with your front? But this back knee really doesn't come forward much. Watch Joey over here. All right, he's going to start here. There's his knee. And then he comes forward with that knee. So what that does is it makes sure that his head's over his belt buckle. Now again, I'm nitpicking a little bit here because you're doing a nice job. But I want to make sure that you don't get yourself sitting on your backside. That's a temptation for a lot of guys. And we used to think that, but it's not. Now that we've studied a lot more, we now realize that that's not really what happens. Okay? So we want to make sure that we're in nice balance. I do like the idea of the barrel of that bat and the handle of that bat rather pointed down toward the catcher's feet. I do prefer that because from this position, Joey is going to be able to pull the knob of that bat with both hands, which is a very powerful action, pulling that knob with both hands, unobstructed, to the ball, okay? But you're okay where you are. Don't get any higher with your hands. We prefer to see those hands right about shoulder high. Now, you're okay there, but a lot of guys will ride their hands up higher. In fact, your hands actually did start up high, and that brings me to my next point. Make sure that we are not stepping and swinging at the same time. See how you are beginning your descent with that bat as your foot's coming down? 2 things happen when you do that. One is there is a loss of power. And I'll tell you why in a second. And secondly, you lose your ability to make an adjustment. So you lose your adjust ability. And that is, the pitch is coming in at a velocity you weren't anticipating or a location that you weren't expecting. Really difficult to make an adjustment if your hands are already coming forward with your foot. Now watch Joey over here. I'll move his stride. You tell me if his hands are coming forward. They aren't, are they? See that? They aren't. And ever so slightly, yours are. Now, I like the fact that you've actually started to open up that hip a little bit. If your hands were back up here where they belong, you'd be in the ideal launch position. You've created some separation between your lower half and your upper half, generated some torque. You've added one of those force builders that we had during the course of the swing, force magnifiers, but you're not, because your hands are coming forward a little bit. All right, now I'm nitpicking. I'm talking to you like I would talk to an advanced high school player. I'm not going to lie to you about that, Drew Dog, because you deserve it. This is a sophisticated swing. So it tells me that either A, you really know what you're doing, or you've got people around you who really know what they're doing, who will understand what I'm saying. Now let's get you to contact. I'm going to have to unsync you because Joey doesn't quite get there. And he moves a little bit past, I think, in this one. That's pretty close right there. Okay. Firm front side. Now he's got a little bulge in that leg. You can almost see that thigh muscle flexing there. But in the next frame, he locks it out. So it's getting locked out. That hip, that pelvis is sprung forward almost like it's trying to replace the front one, which brings the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the bat head. 120-degree angle on that back leg. Look what I'm looking at. Roll up on that back toe, laces to the pitcher. You do have a little bit of weight on that back leg, which tells me that you were in, it goes back to that initial point about making sure that when you make your move back to the pitcher that your back knee comes along with it. Your front knee is moving. Let's make sure the back knee does too. All right? That way you're not loading too much weight on there. There are a lot of guys whose back foot comes off the ground, so how much weight can we have on our back foot as we drive into the ball if our back foot's off the ground? Not so much, right? Palm up, palm down. Palm up, palm down. Back elbow is tucked in. There's that firm front side. Eyes right where they belong. Boom. Wasn't kidding. I like what I see. Now let's get through to extension. There you are. You push through. Your top hand is still underneath. Palm up. Just now it's starting to roll. Let's watch Joey. Top hand is underneath. Top hand is underneath. Doesn't roll till it gets way up here. Post contact extension. What we do after we hit the baseball is very, very important. We want to chase the ball with the bat head. In fact, I like your extension here almost better than Joey's, because he got jammed on his pitch, and so he pulled his arms in. See this? Watch. He's going to pull his arms in ever so slightly in here, so he doesn't quite get the extension that he normally would. It's like a hard ground ball through second. I know he got a base hit on that. I just can't remember where it went, but it did go to the right side. Okay? See, right, normally a Joey Votto would be here, just like you are. So, great job, kiddo. I'm telling you, Drew, I love what I see here. You keep it up. I hope you come back and see us. We built the Reds baseball camps 5 years ago, going on 6 now, to give kids like spring training for the big guys. Joey, the best players in the world go out to spring training. We want our young guys to have a place to go to make sure they're getting the best training year after year after year. We just can't do it in the spring because you're in school. So I hope you decide to join us again. We would love to participate in your development. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the books as hard as you hit the baseball. And until next summer, this is Coach Tim with Joey Votto saying, Go Reds. See you, Drew.